I'm backing up my truck, I'm gonna hook it up, loading up my boat with all my gear. I've been working hard all week, trying to make ends meet, spending time wishing I was fishing. Well, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing. Gather up your gear and come along. Well, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Join Karen Cullum, Greg Claudio, and me as we take you to some of our favorite fishing spots from Colorado to Minnesota, the Arctic Circle to Central America and beyond. As we revisit episodes of Mountain States Fishing and Angling Adventures Television on the best of fishing with Terry Wickstrom.
Hey folks, we got a really unique and interesting angling adventure for you. I'm with Richard Tass from the Klondike Ranch. We've got Angie and John here. And of course you recognize Brian Chevet. Now where we're at your facility, people don't normally come here just to fish, do they?
No, they don't.
You're a working dude ranch. And we're going to tell you more about that. But Brian discovered this place and he dragged me up here, and I'll tell you what, it's phenomenal. We're going to show you there's tremendous fishing opportunities up here, but most people don't come up just to fish, or we're going to show you that too. So let's get out in the water. We'll catch a fish on one of these great trophy ponds they have out here. Then we'll come back and tell you a lot more about the Klondike Ranch. All right, Brian, good fish. You need help? You got it?
Nope, I got it.
Sink tip?
Yep.
Yeah, I started out with the floating, you started out with the sink tip. I may have to go to the sink tip, we'll see. Black woolly bugger?
Yep. Whoa!
What a nice fish, whoa! Oh, that's a pig, Brian.
Yeah.
It looks like me after a big dinner.
It's a fatty.
Were you just slowly?
Whoa!
Were you just slowly moving that? Just drifting it, kind of almost trolling it as you kick?
Right on the bottom.
Better get that in to show the camera, or I'm going to tell them it was 8 inches.
I'd have you net him, Terry.
Okay. That's a pig. I don't know if I should have brought my bigger net. I might not have a big enough net.
Whoa, he didn't like that net.
I think you're nursing that fish just to get airtime.
That is a big fish.
So what do you think here at the Klondike Ranch? They got some pretty good fishing, Brian?
Yes, sir.
Bring his head towards me.
He does not like that net.
You get his head up towards me, I'll get him. Oh, he won't fit in a net. Oh,
Holy mackerel.
I should have brought my bigger net.
That's a beautiful Klondike Ranch rainbow.
What were you using, Brian?
Black woolly booger.
There he goes. Oh no, I think I lost him. I lost him.
Oh no.
Ah. I had one. Should have stripped him. He was that close to being on the reel, so I thought I'd put him on reel, lost him switching over. And I know better than that. Unless I broke or something, but no, it doesn't feel like it. Had one.
Well, that's a good sign.
I'm sure it was much bigger than yours.
I think olive and black are going to be good colors.
It's time now for Terry's tackle tip of the week.
Okay, you want to try this?
Yeah.
You know how to use one of these? Yeah, we should talk. Let's talk just a minute about the equipment we're using. Let's
Okay.
turn to the camera.
I was using there a 9-foot 6-weight with a sink tip line, and usually I try and target these fish about 5 to 8 feet down, and the bottom right here is probably 12 feet. Just a real slow, steady retrieve. And Terry's using a 9-foot 5-weight with a floating line on it, but a long leader so that the fly will go ahead and sink down there quite a ways. He's probably got a 12 foot
12-foot leader on there.
Right, and a nice cone head booger is going to get it down there about the same depth.
And these are, of course, Elkhorn fly rods.
Elkhorn fly
Brian
rods.
from Elkhorn Fly Rods with us. These are 4-piece travel rods.
Right.
Fit in the car nice. You don't have to worry about them. Easy to travel. And I brought with also a 3-weight because there's a river running through the ranch too, which you could fish with a 5 or a 6. The 3 is going to be nice because it's a small creek more, but it's full of fish, I guess.
Yes, it's full of browns and brookies.
Yeah, and there's also some reservoirs around here that I don't know whether we'll get to or not on this trip, but there's actually, you know, we're here in the north central part of Wyoming here. You could base out of here, fish the ranch, and there's lots of some of the best fly fishing in the world not that far away.
Right, we're right at the base of the Crazy Woman Canyon. There's a couple of public reservoirs here called Muddy Guard 1 and 2. It has some phenomenal fishing in it, some phenomenal browns. This lake here only has rainbows in it, but those lakes over there have rainbows and browns, and they're, I have yet to catch a fish out of that lake that's less than 18 inches long. They're just unbelievably healthy, strong, selective. They're not easy, but worth it.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit away from the camera, so let's get rigged up, go see if we can get another fish.
You got it.
That was Terry's tackle tip for this week, and now back to more angling adventures.
I saw him come up and take
You
that
got
fly.
him?
That was cool. What's he doing to me?
Another nice one, Brian?
Yeah, it is.
All right, I'm coming over there.
Oh yeah. Oh man, another nice fatty.
Wow. Well, these are some big, healthy, strong fish, aren't they?
That was unbelievable, Terry. He took it, I was picking it right up to the top, and I think 3 inches under the surface when he took it.
Wow.
That's weird.
Well, we've had a little bit of wind to break the light penetration. We did see a few fish rising, but most of the activities, oh, the colors.
I know.
That's a huge fish, but it, you know, usually when you say look at the colors, it's because it's a little fish. And look at that, I mean, that's just that, look at that beautiful rainbow stripe on this fish. Oh, yes. Oh, doesn't even fit in a net, Brian.
Wow. Look at that thing.
What a monster. Look at, I mean, folks, we've got 2 fish. We've been fishing for, well, it's probably a little over half an hour we've been out here. We've already got 2 fish. I mean, these aren't just, these are lunker, giant rainbows. You know, one of the great things about this pond, though, Brian, is we can talk about the fact, here, I don't want your rod to come off there. we can talk about the fact that there's big fish in here, but you have to know what you're doing too, though. It's not one of those automatic ponds.
Right, yeah. These fish are not easy. They're selective, and I don't think they have a lot of problem with winter kill because this is a spring-fed lake, and there's water flowing through here all year. And these fish, this lake's only been iced off for about 3 weeks, and already that fish, the beautiful color on the side of it, they're so healthy.
I know one thing you did want to say. This pond is best fished from float tubes.
Yes.
You can fish it from shore, and at certain times of the year it probably could be very effective. But right now the fish seem to be deep, and we want to give some thanks to the Creek Company for supplying these float tubes. Tell us a little bit about them.
Yes, Creek Company out of Steamboat Springs graciously gave us these boats to come up here and use while we're doing this, and they're the most comfortable boats. It's like sitting in a recliner out here, and they're very maneuverable. I love these things.
Oh, you sit up so high in the water that your legs don't even really get wet, so you don't get cold. Like if you were sitting down, it's early in the year. If we were sitting way down, we'd probably have to have fleece on underneath because we'd be sitting. But you sit up in the water, yet they're comfortable. You don't have that feeling like you're falling forward or back. You really just kind of sit in them very comfortably. I'm very impressed. And once again, thanks to the Creek Company out of Colorado for providing them. Hey, we'll get you back out fishing in a while, but we have to tell you about this place. I mean, you saw a little glimpse of what the fishing can be like. Brian, that was an awesome fish.
Thank you.
I tell you, those just, they fight, don't they?
Oh man.
It's just incredible.
Pound for pound, they're healthy fish.
But I tell you what, a couple things have really hit home with me since we've been here. The very first day, the very first evening we showed up here, we came in, we had a meal, and Richard said, come in, this is where we serve our guests. It's actually our house. We live in this building, but we serve our guests dinner in our dining table. And you know what? That's just exactly the way you guys have made us feel. I mean, we sit at the table and we share the stories of the rich history of this place. You've told us about the Indians and then the history of this farm, which I want you to tell us a little bit about how long you've been here in a minute. But they do make you feel at home. But this is a dude ranch, and people come up here to do things like ride horses and herd cattle, and they just happens to be some fishing here. How long have you been running the ranch, Richard?
Well, we've been here a long time. My grandfather bought the ranch in 1920, and we've been here ever since. I've been here 62 years.
So it's been and it's what's your life? It's the only life you really know, and this really, listening to your stories, this really dates back. This ranch has evolved to what it is from really family ranching and farming and families coming together and owning land together, and it's just built and it's kind of evolved into different things into what it's become now.
That's true. My son here and his wife and my wife, we operate the ranch, and we do, besides the guests, the fishing, the livestock, we've got cattle, and it keeps us busy doing all kinds of things.
Well, the ranch isn't just for guests. This is a profit-making operation. At least you hope it is. You try to make it that way in today's world and that. But you do have guests that come up, and John and Angie, tell me a little bit. Somebody comes up here, maybe not as a fisherman. Maybe they come up to experience the ranch, and that's what most people are going to come up for. Tell me a little bit about what they'll go through when they come up here.
The first couple days we just we get people on horseback, and we go out, and either if they're experienced, we just go right to the cows and start into the cow work, or if they're not so experienced, then we'll stay a little bit of time in our indoor arena and get them comfortable. And that's kind of like a Monday, Tuesday deal, and then by the middle of the week we're off riding and pushing cows. But there's plenty of time for fishing in the mornings and at night, and everybody kind of, by Wednesday, everybody's pretty much of a family, and we don't treat anybody special, and we just join together and go get a job done.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome. Tell you what, and the facilities here, folks, are just unbelievable. If you're looking for 5-star accommodations, this is a ranch, and that's what you're going to get when you come up here. But great cabins. I mean, if you look at the cabins we're staying in, there's some that are a little bit rustic, and there's some that are brand new, but there's a mix of accommodations. You've got a brand new duplex with just It's got just a loft with the bedrooms in it and very comfortable. Of course, the meals are all served back at the main house. And then there's another large cabin, has a kitchen in it where you can be almost self-sustaining, although the way you feed us, I don't know what a guy would need a kitchen for. It's beyond me.
Why you'd want to do the dishes?
Yeah, oh yeah, with all that. I tell you what, it's just unbelievable. But we want to get you out. I'll tell you what I want to do is, we probably showed you a few scenes of what's going on here. You've seen some glimpses. But let us take you out, show you a little bit of what the scenery is like here and what it's like to be on a working ranch. I don't think he knows he's hooked yet. Here he comes up. Oh, I had to drag too loose. Don't come off. Oh, he's still on, but I got all kinds of line tangled up there. I'm gonna have to play him with my hand for a while. I don't want to lose this one. I want one for the camera so people know I can fish. Come on, oh, he's still down fighting. Let's see if I can see him so I know how much I can horse him. Oh, don't. Okay. How much? Let's see if we can get him up here. Ooh. See if we can put some pressure on and get him up. All right. Oh, a big fish. All right, thank you, sir. Wow. Oh, yes, sir. I tell you what, every one of these fish, Brian, is just, you hold that for a second. Get the fly out of him, wherever it is here. Is it out already? Yeah, it came out when he went in the net. Awesome. We'll get him in here a little bit, get him some water. We'll get him up where the people can see him a little bit, but every one of these fish is just so... Look at the size of these fish, folks.
Look how fat, how wide he is. Oh,
and look at the colors when you get the sun on them. They just glow. I tell you what, Klondike Ranch, these aren't easy to catch. Now, we've only been out here a couple hours, and we've got, well, we've landed 4.
right.
It landed 4. I'm going to get this one back in the water. Beautiful, beautiful fish. We've landed 4 of these. We've had a couple more on. So in 2 hours, when I say it's not easy, it doesn't mean it isn't good fishing, but it's not automatic. You got to know a little bit about what you're doing. You got to experiment. You got to try a few things. But we ended up catching them all, and so far on black woolly buggers. But you know, different time of the year, different pattern will be different. But we're here. It's the middle of May, but It's a real late spring. The ice just went off a couple weeks ago. Well, folks, I don't know. You know, most people, you're very seldom are going to get guests up here that just comes to fish. I mean, most of your guests come for a week. They spend time on the ranch, and fishing is part of what they do. If you're looking for something to do, a unique vacation, and you've got some fishermen in your family, what a great experience to come out here, go horseback riding, do the whole ranch experience. You can really tailor it to whatever they want as far as the camping, horseback riding, ranch experience. I'm glad I'm leaving because I gained 20 pounds the way you feed me. And I have to apologize. Richard took me to task after we did the opening to the show. He said, you know, you said we serve the meals in our house. He said, Terry, we serve the meals in our home. Yeah. And I'll tell you, and that's the way you're going to feel here at the Klondike Ranch. And I just want to thank you guys for having us out here in the hospitality. You know, John, thank you.
We appreciate it, Terry.
Angie, Richard, thank you so much. Have you forgiven me for, you know, I mean, and they do make you feel at home. And I tell you what, I don't eat that much at home. She won't let me. My wife won't let me. But Brian, thanks for turning us on to this great experience.
Thank you guys. This is a wonderful place.
Tell you what, if you're
Thanks for coming, Brian.
If you're looking for a unique experience, and we've shown you the contact information up here, stay tuned to the end of the program. Once again, we'll have websites, phone numbers. If you're looking for a unique experience that has some great fishing opportunities involved in it, try the Klondike Ranch and join us for your next angling adventure.